From terrifying ghosts to unexplained creatures, here are 10 chilling paranormal encounters caught on camera that will leave you believing in the supernatural. Viewer discretion is advised for this one, as some of this video may be offensive or disturbing. We, the makers of this video, in no way support or condone the actions of the subjects featured. Number 10. Ghostly Hitchhiker. In July 2013, a young man was driving home from work when he picked up a hitchhiker. He invited her into his car because he had just come from the store and had plenty of room. He didn't mind giving her a ride. However, he soon realized that something was very wrong with the woman. She kept looking back over her shoulder as if she was afraid of someone. She also seemed lost in thought and looked extremely sad. The man asked where she wanted to go and said she needed to get out. She stepped out of the car and walked into the darkness. But before she disappeared from sight, he managed to snap a picture. It wasn't until later that he developed the film and saw the frightening image that made the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. There appeared to be a ghostly figure standing behind the woman, reaching out a hand as if to grab her. Some believe that it could be the ghost of a former lover reaching out to her from beyond the grave. 9. Screaming in the wilderness. When you think of a place like Alaska, you think of towering trees, snow-capped mountains, and beautiful wildlife. It's also home to an abundance of ghosts, demons, and other creatures. A group of 4 friends decided they would go camping in the wilderness of Denali National Park. They pitched their tent near a lake and settled in for the night. But soon after they went to sleep, they heard what sounded like a blood-curdling scream in the forest. Startled, they unzipped the tent to see what was out there, but they couldn't see anything in the darkness. Then one of them remembered that there was a GoPro camera on the tent. So they checked the footage, and what they found made their blood run cold. They heard a loud crash, followed by heavy footsteps near their camp. But when they turned the light on, nothing was there. Some believe it may have been Bigfoot, while others say it could have been something more sinister. Number 8. Ghost Shipwreck. For centuries, ships have been sailing the seas around New Zealand, and many of them never made it to port. The country has seen its fair share of shipwrecks, which means it's also home to a number of ghost ships. One day, a tourist was taking a helicopter tour of the coast when they spotted something unusual. What looked like the ghost of a ship was seen floating on the horizon. As the helicopter got closer, they realized that it was actually a real shipwreck. It appeared to be coming out of the sea, as if it was rising from the dead. The tourists were shocked and scared by what they saw. And it wasn't until they looked at the footage later that they realized how lucky they were to have escaped with their lives. If they had landed on the ghost ship, who knows what would have happened? Number 7. Shadowy Figure. One day, a hiker was walking through the woods when he noticed something strange in front of him. He could have sworn he saw the shadow of a person standing in the trees, but when he stopped to look, he saw no one there. He continued on his way, but the shadow kept appearing in front of him. He tried to ignore it, but it wouldn't go away. Finally, he reached for his phone and turned on the flashlight. To his horror, the shadow suddenly vanished. Some say it may have been the ghost of a hiker who died in the woods, while others believe it was something more sinister. 6. Ghostly Encounter. A young girl was playing outside when she saw something that scared her half to death. She had been playing with her friends in the street when she turned around and saw the ghost of an old woman standing in front of her. The ghost was pale and emaciated and seemed to be floating above the ground. She looked at the girl for a moment, and then she turned and walked away. The girl told her friends what she had seen, but they didn't believe her. She was so scared that she ran home and told her parents. They didn't believe her either, and thought that she had made the whole thing up. But when they checked the security cameras, they saw the same ghostly figure that the girl had described. It's believed that the ghost was the spirit of an old woman who had lived in the house across the street. She had died many years ago, but her spirit was still said to haunt the neighborhood. No. 5. Haunted house. A group of teenagers decided to explore an abandoned house in their neighborhood. They had heard rumors that the house was haunted, but they didn't believe it. They were just curious about what was inside. As they explored the house, they started to feel uneasy. They could hear strange noises and feel a cold presence following them. They decided to leave, but as they were leaving, they saw something that made their blood run cold. They had seen the ghost of a little girl standing at the top of the stairs. The ghost was pale and transparent and seemed to be watching them. The teenagers ran from the house as fast as they could and never went back. 4. Spirit fingers. A group of friends were camping in the Beartooth Wilderness area when they experienced something they couldn't explain. They had been sitting around the campfire telling stories when they heard a noise in the trees. They turned to look and saw what looked like a pair of hands reaching out towards them. The hands were skeletal and bony and seemed to be coming right for them. The friends were terrified and ran for their lives. They didn't stop running until they were far away from the campsite. When they turned to look back, they saw the ghostly hands disappearing into the darkness. Some believe that the hands may have belonged to a hiker who had died in the area, while others say it could have been something more sinister. Number 3. Mysterious forest creature. Hikers are often the target of mysterious forest creatures. This was proven in 2016 when a group of hikers were strolling through the woods. One of them turned around and saw a strange creature standing in the trees. It looked like a humanoid with long, droopy ears and matted fur. It was hunched over and seemed to be watching them. The hikers were scared and tried to take a picture of the creature, but it quickly disappeared. When they checked the footage later, they saw the same creature standing in the trees. It was dark and shadowy and seemed to be watching them the entire time. The hikers were shaken by the experience and never returned to the woods. No. 2. Disturbing roadside specter. A woman was driving down a country road when she saw something that made her slam on the brakes. She had seen the ghost of a man standing at the side of the road. She had been driving with her friends, and they had been joking around when she saw the ghost. She stopped the car and turned to look back, but the ghost was gone. Her friends didn't believe her and thought that she was making it all up. But when she showed them the video from her dashcam, they saw the same ghost standing at the side of the road. It was dark and shadowy and seemed to be waving at them. The woman was shaken by the experience and never drove that road again. Number 1. Shadow person. A boy was playing in his backyard when he saw something that scared him. He had been playing with his friends when he turned around and saw the shadow of a person standing in the trees. He told his friends what he had seen, but they didn't believe him. He was so scared that he ran inside and told his mom. She didn't believe him either and thought that he was making it all up. But when she checked the security cameras, she saw the same shadow standing in the trees. It was dark and shadowy and seemed to be watching them. The boy and his mom were shaken by the experience and never went outside again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing content. What do you think of these paranormal encounters? Let us know in the comments section below. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.